Yo, what up, YouTube? What up? What up? What up? Keep. Yo, what up, YouTube? What up? What up? What up? Keep this real short, man. All right. Generally, I go by snacks. All right. But I mean, as far as individuals that I don't really know personally, for the most part, I go by not. Not. Not to be confused with Nod. Okay, that's the land that Cain had to go to or whatever. All right, when he got banished. All right, I am not born of a man's loins. All right, I came out of a test tube. I'm a damn test tube baby. All right, a specimen. All right, this human body is just a body. That's just it. This situation was called a game when I came into it. All right, I've lived several lifetimes. Some individuals left their first estate, and these individuals would be considered to be fallen angels. What does that mean? It means people would appear to have the ability to shape shift, all right, as a basis needs of survival. If we are going through economic hardship, take for instance the inflation of this country, and what is promoted is that individuals get down with the brotherhood or sign a contract or some shit, and so that they can get money. And there is things that go along with this situation, and it pretty much encapsulates one's entire life. All right, certain business you got to get down, certain people you got to get down with, and you have to create soul ties. So that means you have to have sex with a lot of people that you don't want to have sex with. And through the trauma of these things, people black out, and then they soul get ripped, and they got sent up, to work in Illa. And this is called Severance. If you ever seen that TV show. Now, I can't afford streaming platforms and things like this, but the Bible talks about an individual's mind being separated between two different places. You understand what I'm saying? This shit down here, one of the key things, all right, pertaining to, like, you know what I'm saying, these people on earth, very dangerous. I dodged some bullets, man. I dodged some bullets. I'm not supposed to have children here for the most part. All right, and that's per scripturally. All right, but the place I come from, Hyperia had became a second home to me. All right, I'm older than your guys or the guys that you know about. I'm older than, you know what I'm saying? This body, right, is a physical body, just like anybody else's, right? It's just a physical body. But my spirit would be arguably, though I'm not as old as the god of Hyperia, as I'm 13, I am older than all of his angels and the seraphim. All right, I've been around a long time. All right, I remember my real history. There's 3 stars. I come from the middle star. All right, me and my father came here. All right, and in order to enter this place, you have to enter in through certain places to get inside of here. All right, I've been waiting for my door to exit. All right, but I'm gonna tell you, brothers and sisters, something. Your family will turn on you. If you were like me and you came from fucking Walmart, you came out of test tube or some shit, artificially, the people who are familiar with you will turn on you as soon as they take a deal. You got to keep in mind, it's not the people that you know, okay? But this individual has changed. Their spirit has been switched out, all right? Some of these people are running on autopilot. They're just robots, okay? This is a real thing, okay? You can actually program individuals to do certain things, and this is happening through the deep state. I mean, when you consider mind control or whatever and trigger words and things of this nature, this really comes into effect with individuals that has been defiled. When they've been defiled, they are a series of programs that operate that individual. And like I said, females who all of a sudden during economic hardship that may utilize their body for financial gain, listen, they do not survive that, man. They cannot just imagine one prostitute doing 8 hours of just getting fucking pounded, in the sensitive area. You know what I'm saying? By somebody who's frustrated from work, geeked up on all sorts of circumstances and drugs, things of this nature. That sensitive flower, that sensitive organ does not survive that. Neither does the individual. You cannot opportune that out for business. So how do people do that for business? There are entities here that have died and are still walking the earth. All right. Some of these entities I think are like the thing. Their body is just like a fleshly vessel that can shapeshift and is pretty much just a parasite. The flesh is just a parasite for the most part. Look at the warfare between the flesh, your flesh and your fingernails. All right. Your hair that perpetually grows. And from the minute you're born, you know what I'm saying? You are on a crash course, all right, going one direction, and that is toward death. All right. So when we consider things such as, your conquest from the minute that you're born, all right, along with like what's the meaning to life and all these other things, this is what it is. And a lot of people are also afraid to die. All right. But the fact of the matter is that when they take this deal with the so-called devil, may grant immortality and things like this, you're talking about a retro-based evolution. This is not evolution, but de-evolution. You start going into former creations or subsets in which humanity was created out of. You understand what I'm saying? Some individuals are able to turn to the beasts of the field. When I leave the neighborhood, oddly, I wake up at 3:00 in the neighborhood. These old women and bitches out here doing witchcraft on a young nigga, and they into all sorts of strange sex practices, shit like that. When I leave the house, these niggas leave the house. They're like roaches. They're creatures. The neighborhood is haunted. Okay, animals, cats, and dogs, especially, deer. They tend to follow me around. You see shadows and shit darting, going through the dark, changing shapes, all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I believe that a lot of these females, man, can shapeshift their body, especially with some of the shit that females put inside their body. These young females, you can't do that to yourself. All right? These bitches done ruined themselves. That's what happened to them. All right? They're dead. If you were to try to do that, you were going to traumatize your body. Okay? Some of these individuals can shapeshift their body parts and be creating soul ties, having sex with entities in order for that parasite, because they're just a flesh parasite, to shapeshift into other beings. And this odd entity can look like other beings, okay? Can look like other beings, can look like, a deer, can look like a human being, can look like other things of this nature, but that's not what they are. All right. And this is what you would call a fallen angel. In their original state after they fall, I suppose they look so decrepit that they just pretty much take the form of other entities, and they seduce, tempt, and trick men. No different than ghosts that lure entities into certain conditions and favors. All right. This is what's going on in this motherfucker. So you have a lady of the trade that works in red that may spread her legs in order to make it. What is she surviving on in order to make it to that point? Some individuals are able to eat cat food, dog food, eat grass, eat raw meats and things of this nature. A human digestive system, even when you see the homeless and they're able to eat out of dumpsters, if that food is not covered inside of that dumpster or something or any type of protection, this is not humanly possible. You do not have a fucking digestive system to be able to eat those things. All right. It will utterly destroy you. All right. Even just grass will utterly destroy you. Right. If you try consuming that. All right. So a lot of these females can shapeshift their body. You say, damn, she got everything going on. She got tits, she got ass, she got everything going on. A lot of these entities can shapeshift their body parts on the fly, or there's technologies in which they can utilize a shapeshift in their body, like a cloak. They use these things also. All right. A lot of these motherfuckers come off of a spaceship. All right. There's spaceships around here. They get beamed down. A lot of these entities are light beings. They can't really interact with you as you would believe because they're not really real. They're just holograms. Okay. And they can interact in this world with other holograms because they're on the same plane of frequency. Meaning, they, what you call an angel, a star, or maybe they died at some point. Who the fuck knows? All right. But there's no humans that could live up in space. So these entities that are in space are complete aliens and probably like, the thing, when you see from 1988, that fucking thing that comes out of the abyss, or when you think of a xenomorph and they had a face hugger and shit like that. These are body snatchers, man. They're looking for individuals in which they can utilize their body and things of this nature. And I believe this is why in scripture that Michael was sent to collect Moses' body. All right, so that the devil didn't gather. But in terms of the devil, the Bible has written, let every man be a lie and let God be true. And I will say this. I go by not. I am not a man. All right. I am a man, but from a traditional sense of coming from a man's loins, that I did not do. Okay. I came out of a test tube. Science didn't even exist before this world started. You understand what I'm saying? Nor did any of the creatures of this earth and individuals claim themselves to be divine or so great because they could shapeshift into a cat, or they could transfer their conscious or astral project into other creatures and entities which follow me around this fucking neighborhood. I'm way older than you. You have no chance of survival fucking with me. I don't even have to be around you for something horrible to happen, if necessary. All right. The reason why I'm not bent on retaliation is because power. I come from that school, and those who come from power do not obsess over it. All right. Peons obsess over power because they're inferior and they feel insecure. Okay. That's the truth. I'm not startled by your little ghost or your lichens or whatever the fuck we got in this little town. Goblins, all sorts of shit. This town look like a fucking glow stick. Niggas got, red lights and all sorts of bright lights around their house and shit like that. It ain't even Christmas. It ain't even fucking Halloween yet. Okay? A lot of these targeted individuals and shit like that post up the same videos that they had posted the last lifetime that I was here. All right? It's so odd. It's almost like I went back in time. Like, take, for instance, Bahamut's last video. He posted last time I was alive. Okay. They got us on websites. This was several lifetimes ago that he posted. He posted each life cycle that I come through here. Okay. A lot of people repeat and do the same thing. So when you see me, if you know what I look like, just recognize I'm looking at you like some nigga from 13th hour where the whole town go to sleep. Are you thinking that you smart? You're not. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Witchcraft doesn't work on me. All right. There was a time it did. I outgrew that shit. Does not work on me. Witchcraft didn't exist before this world started. You understand what I'm saying? In the old world or whatever, all of that shit. Witchcraft didn't exist. I was before Earth. Okay. Now, it takes two to have a relationship. This is what I learned from God. I respect his words. He's got some words in there that I admire and I understand. Okay, but it gets convoluted with his son. It does. To be omnipotent, omnipresent, and all these things, and need to have your son crucified, that makes zero sense. It's absolute madness. If every man is a lie and man has touched that Bible, all right, and I say I ain't seen myself before and I speak the truth, then I the same would be God's son according to the words that I speak. Not because I'm just like God's son, even though I kind of am. I came from before all the guys You understand what I'm saying? This vessel here, this is a physical body that came out of a test tube, but that is not where my spirit did not come out of a test tube. That's the rudimentary way you think. You see how predictable that is? Okay, my spirit is in Hyperion. All right. This portion of my spirit, all right, is factored to this body. I will live this experience, and then I should get my door. You know what I'm saying? As far as dying, you guys, I've already did. I was only supposed to die once. I died several times. I died some fucked up ways too, man. Always watching other niggas' backs that are weak as fuck. Okay? The same people you help down here will stab you in the back. Men down here are very emotional. You know, they're not all effeminate, but like in terms of like they have these catty ways where they'll switch up on you in a second. And I assume that these are just fallen angels or some shit. All right? Because when you live for a long period of time and you're immortal, you can't always be male. They make them switch to becoming a female for a lifetime. Then male, and then female again. And this is where you get the trans movement. This is predominantly with white people. Predominantly. Black people do it too, but it's predominantly a white thing. All right? I'm just telling you how it is. All right? When you shackle up with this girl in this point in period in time today, and you get to humping and fucking and shit like that, dude, they can switch out their body parts with different animals and creatures. Look at the movie called The Thing, or look at the anime called Parasite. All right? All it is just a host. And that host is a worm. And that worm is a parasite. All right? This is what the Bible calls a barren womb, because these are not able to have children. So who do they start to have enmity with? Then you get the alpha male situation all in this situation, and it's all that. I'm not playing no games with these motherfuckers down here. All right? You know, a lot of things on recycle. You know, Sean Ryan has been around for a long time. It's on recycle. You know, all these things that were posted up before are posted now. If you pay attention to a show, you know, they try to make interactions and things like this now, but a lot of these guys are just holograms. All right? When you watch Adult Swim and you look at these podcasts and these bloggers and things like that with the curtains and the backdrop and, you know, the Eric Andre show, they let you know this shit is all fake. Everything is available there, and their memory and all of that shit is stored onto, and their consciousness is stored onto artificial intelligence. Okay? Many individuals that you see, okay, in society, they have a shit ton of copies and replicas of themselves all across the world. Okay? In different realities. Okay? These are what you would call archons, or so on and so forth. You know, there are a lot of individuals that look like, you know, have shared facial structures with Kamala Harris and different politicians and different individuals that you see in society, of which creates the psionic thread of which you get familiar with. But these individuals that are prominent in society, oftentimes in movies and films and other things, these individuals come from deep state, in which sex is laundered for opportunity. Okay? Look at it. When you look at these celebrities and the type of clothes they wear in their free time, or whatever the fuck, I mean, these are clothes that you would get at a thrift shop or something like that. Now, when they go out in the town and they deck themselves out, you know what I'm saying? Then they are sponsoring somebody else's clothes, some fashion designer or something like that. They're nothing more than a doll. Okay? And that's not to say that I don't care for them or feel for them as individuals, but I'm just saying it's a fucked up cycle over there. Don't lose your head out here, because it's all hoopla. It's just for show. All right? Now this shit is fucking really real. So when you're trying to come up and get involved in the industry and go to Hollywood and shit like that, why would I pay you millions of dollars when I could get someone that's just hard up and will do any sexual favor or anything that I ask them, any type of slave from the deep state? That's how they are thinking. That's why, you know, when you come from a household or you live in the city or on mainland, you're not come from underground or off a spaceship, which most of your co-stars or co-workers are going to be coming from that field or that area, right? You can't exactly interact with them, okay? Especially like what I described about the holograms and things of this nature. They have to create a way for them scenes to come together. A lot of times you think these movie stars are in the same room or in the same place with each other, or that they actually shot a film. They didn't. They used a hologram. They get their photos and everything up front, and they use their image, and then they use their image out in society. these entities from space, right? And most of them are malicious. All right. They're looking to steal your soul and steal your image the same as they did in Moses' day. All right. When you watch Dragon Ball and all that shit's about fucking Palladians and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's about Palladians. This alien entity or species of entities that have blonde hair or whatever. That's what the fuck they're talking about. This shit is not about, people on Earth. But funny how they fashion themselves after black men. The fact that Saiyans have a tail. And they call black men monkey and things of this nature. Look at all these wannabes that are gods. Okay? As far as Jacob goes, the supplanter means trickster. It's the same as Loki. And though they look black or though they are black or whatever, things of this nature, these entities are not my friends. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are not my friends. Because all these motherfuckers sat up here and watched my shit get fucked up and did not help. And they're all doing the same sign. Holding the pinky out. All that shit, they bite all their shit from somewhere else. They have no culture. These are birds of prey. Individuals that have no culture or no meaning or nothing about themselves. These are vultures. They don't know how to live. They don't know how to coexist. They are beasts. And beasts have a certain nature that doesn't coincide with what we would call civilization, which is leaning into political correctness and a shit ton of tolerance that shouldn't be there. All right? And your kid's on the dinner plate. And you just want to keep your job. All right? I can't fuck with you niggas. That's what I mean when I say this type of shit. That's what I mean when niggas say who we are. Well, niggas already think I'm the devil. I know they got a fucked up brain. Why correct them? Yes, I'm the devil. What I want you to do is get the message. You understand what I'm saying? I fashion certain messages after Batman, Spider-Man, different Marvel characters and things of this nature, because I know comic culture is important to grown adults. Okay, I did. But when I did this, these same individuals that were my favorite little spots to go to on YouTube to hear about the latest comics and things like that, they started posting up things where they were killing off all these characters. A day after the podcast, I'd be like, okay, well, I would make an association with Spider-Man and his spider senses be tingling. Next day, it'd be like, Spider-Man dies in this comic. Such dies, as if they're trying to kill my little character. Nigga, I am in my 40s. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that type of witchcraft or whatever type of shit like that, I'm a grown adult. You understand what I'm saying? That shit don't work on me. It's not going to make me more depressed or anything like this. And these things are intentional. They do this to people in society. All right? Because if you lose your soul and forget who you are, and then they start adding all this negative things and killing off characters and things of this nature, then this will cause a reaction with you. It is more science than it is witchcraft. Okay? But niggas doing this little shit like that, that's their mentality. Real niggas like, I'll pull a gun out and shoot you in your hip. Abracadabra. All right? Real recognize real, man. And I'm not recognized here. All right? But people steal all my information. They've done this through lifetime after lifetime. All right? But I just want to be very clear. I wasn't born of a man's loins. I did exist before Hyperia. You know what I'm saying? The God of that Bible, if a relationship goes two ways, he's a bastard, or I'm a bastard, so to speak, I guess. He did not do his responsibilities. All right? Neither did his son. There's no reason the world should look like this. And I have wrestled and grappled with that scripture time and time again. But if I feel I could do a better job, then why do I need to continue in it, even in such a manner as they told me this was going to be a game? It is not. You could go to hell in this situation. Motherfuckers shapeshift from animals and go fuck human beings, and we want to wonder where AIDS came from. They blame it on the black man, who are obsessed with monkeys. All right? So just know that the individuals that are ahead of the curve, that know about all these diseases such as monkeypox and everything, so on and so forth, etc.,
All that plague is blamed on the black man. All right. Which means, but white people always knew they were sick. Okay. Ever since they owned slaves and things of this nature. Okay. It is a sick race. All right. I'm making no exceptions. Get your shit together. Whatever witchcraft you have on me, take it off or be prepared to die. Okay. I don't got to see about it. I don't got to know about it. But I know you guys are coming apart. I know you guys are falling apart fucking with me. I don't got, the force, I guess you call it a force field of protection is that strong. I really don't fuck with you. And I don't fuck with you because I'm not allowed to and you are not allowed to fuck with me. All right. This is not a black thing or a white thing. This is the difference between entities that are human and entities that are not. And there are a lot of entities that are not. And we've went down from a huntable surplus to what it would appear to be as one individual. All the targets turned on me, everything else like this. All of this is inexcusable. All right? They do not apologize. They just act effeminate. All right? They take little side pocket shots at a nigga and shit like that. And then they want to duck and hide and say, like, don't take a shot at me because they know I'll rip their head off. All right? I don't waste my time with females. If you're a dude that got a female type mind, I don't fuck with you. All right? And this does not negate to individual sexual preference. This negates to niggas that are just straight up childish and effeminate in their mind. They whimsical and they do little catty shit like take passive aggressive shots and shit like that. Nigga, buy a tampon. All right? All right? So for the record, I go by snacks, but generally for you niggas that don't know me, I go by not. Why? Because I just don't fuck with anything here, man. I don't. This place is too far done. These people be eating cat food, kissing their boyfriends, all sorts of shit. Okay? I get I came from Walmart as far as this physical plane or whatever, but I am not a Walmartian. Okay? There's clearly a difference. All right? Some of you niggas need to get your shit together before you try to talk about other individuals. Peace and blessings with you all.
Yo, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up? I'm gonna keep this real short, man. Alright? Generally, I go by snacks. Alright? But, I mean, as far as individuals that I don't really know personally, for the most part, I go by not. N-O-T. Not to be confused with Nod. Okay? That's the land that Cain had to go to or whatever. Alright? When he got banished. Alright? I am not born of a man's loins. Alright? I came out of a test tube. I'm a damn test tube baby. Alright? A specimen. Alright? This human body is just a body. That's just it. This situation was called a game when I came into it. Alright?